is going on, good people of YouTube? It is me, Chavez. I am back with another MLB player prop video for you. Today is Friday, June 2nd, 2023. As always, I hope this video finds you all doing well and in good spirits. We'll kick things off with a recap from our last MLB player prop video, which was on Monday, May 29th. We'll recap that, and then we'll dive into the Prizepicks board and talk about 3 props that I like for today. In addition to that, we'll spend a little bit of time, not too much time, a little bit of time, going over our partnership with the good people over on Thrive Fantasy and why you should like this partnership. So if that sounds good to you, then I encourage you to stick around, drop a like, drop a sub, and click that notification icon. Go ahead and get notified of all upcoming content and videos from me and this channel. And without further delay, let us jump into those plays from Monday. All right, so no slide for this one, but I do want to go over the 3 plays that we discussed. So disgusting, I should say. 0-3 on the day. Took the over 36.5 pitcher fantasy score for Nathan Eovaldi. Was really counting on him, giving us 6 and 6, 6 innings pitched, 6 strikeouts. He played a few innings less than I thought he would. Now maybe that's on me. I should have saw the regression coming, being that his pitch count was very high in the last few games. His innings pitched were very high in the last few games. I thought a lot of it had to do with bullpen activity, but really, no matter how bad your bullpen is, a starting pitcher simply can't sustain that level of volume, over the course of the season. So, should have saw that coming. A little bit of regression there. Eovaldi was very close to hitting his fantasy score, but just didn't get it done. Took the over 0.5 runs for Corbin Carroll. Got on base 2 times. Wasn't able to score a run. And then Wilmer Flores got pulled in the 3rd inning. That Giants game was a rout. I believe they scored 14 runs. So a little odd to see a hitter in the middle of your lineup not contribute to any of the massive production that your team put up. So 14 runs scored in that game. Wilmer Flores accounted for 0 of them. So 0-3 on the day. And we move on. We just move on to Friday. Better slate, hopefully, and I have 3 plays that I'll share with you today. But before we get into the Prizepicks board, let's spend a good moment or two going over the new partnership that we have with Thrive Fantasy. All right, new partnership with Thrive Fantasy. Here's what's in it for you: 100% deposit match up to $250. Make sure you deposit $25 or more. Use promo code Chavez, or you can use the link that you see on the screen. That link's in the description of this video. Head on over to Thrive, complete your process, and enjoy that 100% deposit match. Enjoy as well a very friendly payout structure where you will get more money for your winning slips. And in addition to being a new user using promo code Chavez, you'll gain a free square. You can use that free square any way you wish. You can add 4 other players to that free square and go for that 20.2x your slip, your entry amount, or do what I did. Pair it with 1 other play and almost guarantee a 3.2x your money, 3.2x your entry amount with your first slip over on Thrive. Again, be sure to use promo code Chavez, deposit your $25 or more, and you are all set to enjoy all the good things only over on Thrive Fantasy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're over on the Prizepicks dashboard, going over a few plays that I like for today's slate. Real quick, thank you so much for all the kind words, the birthday wishes. I count them as birthday wishes, not belated birthday wishes, because you had no idea that it was my birthday. Had you known, I'm sure you would have wished me a happy birthday on time. So I appreciate the kind words. Thank you so much for sharing those thoughts with me. And just for the record, no, I'm not 67 years old. I thought that would be funny, and it kind of got a rise out of everybody. I'm probably older than you think I am. I was born in the early 80s, and we'll leave it at that. So here are the 3 plays we're talking about in today's video. If you want to stick around and learn about why I like these plays for the more or less, then strap up, because here we go. We're starting off with Ketel Marte's hitter fantasy score at 8.0. Got bumped up from 7.5. I still like the over on this one. Let's head on over to props.cash where we will break this one down. All right, if you want to check out props.cash for yourself, do so by using thanks25. That is a promo code that'll get you 25% off your first month over on props.cash. Enjoy all the amazing tools that Props.cash offers. In my opinion, it is the #1 researching tool on the market. It is what I use to bring information to you on a daily basis with all my videos. Once again, promo code THANKS25. All right, looking at Ketel Marte over his last 10 games, 8 for 10 in terms of going over hits, runs, and RBIs, which is a huge component of hitter fantasy score. In terms of his hits, 100% hit rate, 10 for 10 in those 10 games. Total bases, very, very good as well, 60% hit rate here. Home run, 2 home runs over his last 10 games. RBIs, 5 RBIs, and scoring 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 runs in those 10 games. Now, Ketel Marte at home is equally as good, giving us 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 8 runs scored in those home games, 2 home runs in those home games. So a lot of that production coming from home, or coming when he's at home. Hits over his last 10 home games, 90% hit rate here, and then hits, runs, and RBIs. So we can go on and on about the streak, the nice hot streak that Marte is on. Let's talk a little bit about his numbers versus Charlie Morton. 9 plate appearances, 714 slug, 1 home run, 2 RBIs, 1 single. Those numbers look pretty solid. Now, I do like Ketel Marte's numbers versus righties. More batters face, so typically the batting average, you'll see that skewed a little bit, but 5 home runs, 8 extra base hits, not inclusive of those home runs. So a lot of power being flashed from that side of the plate. Now, Morton, on the other hand, versus lefties versus righties, let's filter this out to this year. Struggling a little bit more versus lefties than righties, and Marte is a switch hitter, so he can bat from either side of the plate. Morton giving up 4 home runs, 1 triple, 2 doubles, 19 singles versus lefties. Not quite as much power versus righties. So maybe we see Marte bat from the left side of the plate today, just knowing those numbers. So a lot to like for Marte here. Give me the over 8 fantasy score as prop number 1. All right, for prop number 2, I like Merrill Kelly, 5.5 pitcher strikeouts. I like the over on this one. Let's head on over to props.cash and we'll break this one down. All right, we're just gonna cut right to the chase here. I like this prop for the fact that Merrill Kelly's pitching at home. At home, he's been so damn good. I mean, 5 straight games of 6 or more strikeouts, averaging 8 strikeouts in those games, and then 7 strikeouts over his last 6 home games. His pitching outs are strong as well, giving us a minimum, an average of 6 an average of 6 innings pitched, equal to 18 pitching outs over those home starts. And then his ERA, a bit high at home. Now you can see these numbers are a little bit different from the last 3 games. So nice to see these numbers being suppressed a little bit. So what I like here, and though I know the Braves have a very potent lineup, there are a lot of big names in this lineup, they're still striking out a lot versus right-handed pitching this season. One thing that I noticed in looking at the data here on props.cash is there were a couple of games versus righties that really stood out to me. Number 1, Zach Wheeler fan, 12 batters in that game back on the 27th. And number 2, Paul Blackburn, just on Monday, this past Monday, struck out 6 batters. Now, why does this one matter? Well, number 1, Paul Blackburn was making his season debut versus the Atlanta Braves. Not the easiest spots to be in, but managed to grab 6 Ks. And he did it in 4 innings. So he did it in a little less time than you typically see a starter pitch. Now, if Kelly can give us 5+ innings, which numbers show that he can, I like the odds of him getting over 5.5, getting us 6 or more strikeouts versus this Braves lineup. We only need 6. Anything over 6 is fine, but we do need 6 from him today. I think he can get it done at home, where he's been pretty much a beast. Give me the over 5.5 strikeouts from Merrill Kelly as prop number 2. All right, and for our final play of the day, I want to talk about Bryce Harper's hitter fantasy score of 8.0. I like the over on this one, and I like the over because I'm calling it. 4-bagger swagger, call of the day. Bryce Harper gets it done by going yard versus his former team. Let's head on over to props.cash, and together we'll break it down. All right, looking at Bryce Harper's, let's look at his numbers overall. So didn't start off the season great, on injury report, and came back, and took him a while to get into it, not gonna lie, but I believe that Bryce Harper is starting to heat up a little bit. So we can see what he's done over his last 10 games in terms of hits. We can see in terms of total bases. There, a few games in there where he's gotten, multiple bases. Home runs, 1 home run in that time span. 2 RBIs, scored a total of 5 runs in that time span. Hits, runs, and RBIs. Now, this looks bad. However, it is not set to 2.5 over on Prizepicks. It's set at 1.5, so it does change it a little bit. 40% success rate in going over his hits, runs, and RBIs line. Now, I believe Bryce Harper is starting to heat up a little bit. We saw that his game series versus Arizona was a nice one. Started off very strong versus Atlanta, then took a little bit of a nosedive, got back up on track versus New York, and kind of fizzled out again. But new series versus a familiar team in the Nationals, facing Josiah Gray, where he does have some success versus. So 400 batting average, 1 single, 1 home run, 2 RBIs. All that looks very, very good. What looks even better is Josiah Gray's numbers versus lefties this season. So let's filter this out. 279 batting average versus lefties. He also has given up 4 home runs, 1 triple, 7 doubles, and 19 singles in 127 plate appearances versus left-handed bats this season. So Bryce Harper bats lefty. I like this matchup for Bryce Harper, and I do believe there's something to be said about the returning home narrative or returning to a former team narrative. I mean, I always look at it like this. If you were playing your best friend or a good friend in a game of basketball or Madden or checkers, aren't you extra motivated, just a little bit more motivated to beat them? I think similar situation goes on with these high-profile, high-paid athletes. So I like a lot of these things working in the favor of our over prop here. Give me the over. Bryce Harper, 8.0 hitter fantasy score, as well as to hit a home run, as he is our 4-bagger swagger call of the day. And ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for today's video. Drop a comment below letting me know your thoughts on the board as well as your thoughts on these props. Got the over on Marte, hitter fantasy score, over Kelly, pitcher strikeouts, and over Bryce Harper, hitter fantasy score. As always, thank you so much for stopping by and just checking this video out, and for all your support, the likes, the subs, the comments, and helping this channel get a bit bigger every single day. Truly appreciate everything you allow this channel to do. Best of luck to you all today. Should you tail any of these plays, let me know in the comments below. And until tomorrow's MLB player prop video, Chavez is